News illusion. Applying the concept in counseling. 1. Understanding the news illusion. The news illusion refers to the tendency to overestimate the value and relevance of news while underestimating its potential to mislead, distract, or distort perception. News often emphasizes sensational, short-term events rather than systemic issues or meaningful trends, creating a false sense of understanding. For example, someone who consumes daily news might feel informed yet remain unaware of the broader, long-term context behind the headlines, leading to misplaced fears, biases, or decisions. In counseling, the news illusion can exacerbate anxiety, reinforce cognitive distortions, or shift focus away from personal growth by fixating on external, often uncontrollable events. 2. How the news illusion is useful in counseling. Promotes emotional regulation. Helps clients recognize how sensationalized news impacts their emotions and decision-making. Encourages focus on the controllable. Guides clients to redirect attention from overwhelming external events to personal goals and values. Supports cognitive clarity. Assists clients in distinguishing between noise and meaningful information, fostering balanced perspectives. 3. Practical application in counseling. A. Identifying the impact of the news illusion. Activity. What's your news narrative? Ask clients to reflect on how news consumption influences their emotions and behaviors. How does the news you consume make you feel? What stories or patterns stand out to you and why? Example. A client overwhelmed by daily news about global crises might explore how this focus heightens their anxiety while limiting their ability to address personal challenges. Counselor's role. Help clients recognize when their news consumption is reinforcing unhelpful narratives or emotional states. B. Reframing attention to prioritize meaningful information. Exercise. Filter the noise. Encourage clients to critically evaluate the news they consume and its relevance to their lives. What's the long-term significance of this story? How does this information help you make better decisions? Example, a client preoccupied with economic downturn news might focus instead on actionable steps for managing their personal finances, such as budgeting or skill building. C. Teaching mindful consumption of information. Guide clients to develop intentional habits around information intake. How can you set boundaries around your news consumption? What sources provide balanced, meaningful insights instead of sensationalism? Example, a client anxious about social media news might limit their scrolling time and seek out reliable, in-depth resources for topics that matter to them. 4. Detailed tips for application. Normalize the influence of news. Explain that news is designed to grab attention and evoke emotion, but often lacks depth or actionable value. Encourage reflection on relevance. Teach clients to assess how news stories impact their lives and whether they contribute positively to their goals or emotional well-being. Focus on personal agency. Help clients redirect energy toward areas where they have control or influence, reducing fixation on external problems. 5. Examples. Career counseling. A client distracted by news about industry layoffs might focus on building their skills and network to enhance job security instead of dwelling on worst-case scenarios. Anxiety counseling. A client overwhelmed by news about natural disasters might explore how preparing an emergency plan or engaging in environmental activism can provide a sense of control and purpose. Relationship counseling. A client stressed by divisive political news might work on fostering open, compassionate communication in their relationships, focusing on connection rather than conflict. 6. Integrating news illusion techniques into a course of treatment. Initial sessions. Explore how news consumption affects clients' emotions, thoughts, and behaviors, identifying patterns of over-reliance on or reaction to sensationalized information. Midway through counseling, use mindfulness exercises, reflective journaling, or cognitive restructuring to help clients critically evaluate news narratives and focus on what matters most. Ongoing work. Reinforce strategies for intentional information consumption, emotional regulation, and prioritizing personal growth over external distractions. Outcome measurement. Assess whether clients demonstrate reduced anxiety, improved focus on personal goals, and healthier habits around news consumption. Pager 7. Conclusion. The news illusion often traps clients in cycles of anxiety, distraction, and distorted perceptions by emphasizing short-term, sensational events over meaningful, long-term insights. In counseling, addressing this bias helps clients recognize the impact of news on their emotions and focus, develop mindful consumption habits, and redirect attention toward areas of personal growth and agency. By fostering critical thinking, emotional clarity, and intentional focus, counselors empower clients to navigate the information landscape with confidence and balance, avoiding the noise while embracing what truly matters.